I think I'm gonna grab the target, measure it up, and we're gonna reconvene back in the shop because it's a whole lot warmer inside there than it is out here. Today is the 23rd of December, 2023, and up in Wisconsin, we're up to a balmy 42 degrees, and I'm getting chilly. Hi, I'm John Hallis from Dauntless Endeavors. It was just a couple months ago that I became aware of the existence of the new Springfield Armory Model 2020 Rimfire line of rifles. So I got this, received it just about the 1st of December, put a scope on it, and I wanted a sporter weight barrel with the walnut stock. I ordered the Select Walnut, which is their cheapest walnut stock. And honestly, the finish that I got on this, I don't know if I can catch the figure, it far exceeds my expectations. You know, there's some nice figure in there. I'm very pleased with the look of the stock, of the walnut. The checkering is nice. I like a stock with a more open pistol grip like this for a hunting gun. It's nice if you're carrying your rifle at port arms. It just fits better than if you have more of a harder pistol grip. They're great for shooting targets and various types of competition. I find they're not so great for carrying through the woods. They cock my wrist off too much. I also like the fact that it has a nice soft rubber recoil pad, not for my tender little shoulder, but much more so for when I stand this and lean it against a wall, lean it wherever, it's much less likely to kick out and clatter to the ground, which I do not like. Other things, first impressions. Overall, I gotta say, I really like this rifle. The rifle arrived with the Picatinny rail already installed. Picatinny rails have a lot of merit to them. They're handy for swapping scopes back and forth. You don't have to change your scope spacing or alignment. However, if I were to keep this rifle for my go-to squirrel hunting, carry in the woods rifle, I'm inclined to replace it with a set of tally rings or maybe some loop-holed rings for a cleaner, more elegant look. And also I would ditch this big 30mm tactical scope and put on a 1-inch tube like a loop-holed VX rimfire in 2-7 or 3-9 power. That would shave off probably 3/4 of a pound. But this, I use this big optic for my accuracy testing, but it won't stay on this gun. The trigger, mine as received, I had a trigger pull of approximately 4 pounds, 2 ounces, I think. The manual says that they are adjustable from 4.0 up to 5.5 pounds, and it warns not to go any lighter than that. I went lighter than that, and because the manual states not to, I'm not going to say how light mine is, but I've done all the safety tests. I'm very comfortable with the lighter pull that I have, and it is quite a bit lighter. I really can't complain about the trigger pull. There's not a whole lot of take up, there's not a whole lot of over travel. I'm satisfied with that. The bolt throw on this rifle is 60 degrees, which means the handle must swing up and pivot through an arc of 60 degrees before the bolt can be retracted. Traditionally, they're 90 degrees. And I've come to prefer the 60s. It's amazing how quickly my hands and my body gets used to that shorter arc. And when I go back to a 90, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm cranking it forever to get the thing open. So 60 is the way to go for me. Another thing that I find very interesting about this design is, besides the fact that it takes a Ruger Model 1022 10-round rotary magazine, let's see if I can get this on here. When I push the release in, it's actually spring-loaded, and it assists in the removal of that magazine. So if you turn it upside down, or right side up like you normally have it, and release it, it kind of pops right out. Versus, I haven't seen that on any of the Ruger rifles. I'm not aware that they have that feature. Here is a close-up of the magazine well. This is the front end of the magazine well. And this is the part that I was trying to describe that's actually spring-loaded. When you push the magazine up and seat it fully into the rifle, you're compressing this latch right here. And when you release the magazine here, that helps to pop the magazine free. One other thing that I happen to like about this rifle is the fact that it has a flush fitting magazine release. Again, I'll get a little closer. And you can see it sticks out a 1/16 of an inch there, but I like that. I'm not a huge fan of the extended magazine releases where they stick out a 1/2 inch or however far. I have found that, again, in the trail carry, just carrying it like this, with the Ruger American Rimfire, their magazine release sticks out a good 1/2 inch, and I've inadvertently released that magazine and had it drop into my hand. I'm like, oh man, that's a bummer. So I've never had a problem using flush fit magazine releases. They just work. There are a couple things about this rifle that could be improved, in my opinion. The first one is this portion of the bottom of the action and stock is very flat and very square. These corners of the stock, I'd like to see them radiused a little bit more. Granted, the stock is quite thin there and they don't have a whole lot to work with. But I find that when you're carrying it in the trail carry, like I got it down lower, that square flat edge is not hand friendly. So, and yet Ruger, with their Ruger American Rimfire and their 1022s, they managed to pull it off that those rifles are much more hand friendly than this one. So if you're a guy that likes to carry like that, that might be kind of a nuisance. One other thing, that there is no cocking indicator on this, and I was thinking about it. Most of my rifles have some sort of a cocking indicator on there of the bolt actions, and I find that I kind of like that. Not a deal breaker, but I like that. One other thing that I found after handling this gun for literally just a few minutes was the fact that this bolt shroud extends back about 1/8 of an inch farther than it should, in my opinion. I think that the line of this stock should blend seamlessly into the back of the bolt shroud. And also the corners of this bolt shroud all the way around are fairly sharp. And just after the first 20 minutes that I was fondling this gun, I noticed, boy, those sharp edges kind of are irritating the web of my hand. And I got to thinking, why is it sticking out like that? If it was just 1/8 of an inch shorter and a little bit of radius on there, I think, again, it would be much more hand friendly. So let's talk about accuracy for a minute. That's what everybody wants to know about, and that seems to be the big question on all the forums, is how well is this gun shooting. My rifle is averaging about 3/4 of an inch, 5-round groups at 50 yards with SK Standard Plus, 0.86 inches with CCI Standard Velocity Target ammo, and worse with a couple other kinds. And to be honest with you, Springfield Armory's guarantee of 3-shot 2 MOA group at 50 yards is, that doesn't carry a whole lot of water to me. But then again, I've seen plenty of rifles out there that don't shoot that well even. So, and it also begs the question of how well does the rifle need to shoot for the average shooter, the average consumer. If they want a rifle just that looks nice and it's reliable, and they want to do some plinking and a little bit of target shooting, informal, take it out hunting, 3/4 of an inch with good ammo is probably more than good enough. However, you know, the discerning individual is going to want a little bit more. And I measured the chamber on this rifle using my exclusive Dauntless Endeavor's pin gauge technique. You can see a video on how I do that over here on the link. And this chamber is straight up Sammy Sporter configuration, dimensions through and through. And I think they're leaving a lot on the table with that chamber if compared to if they went a little bit tighter. And having established a baseline level of accuracy with this rifle, my plans for my next video are to pull this barrel, set it back, and rechamber it using a tighter bench chamber reamer. And then we're going to see how much better it shoots, if it shoots better at all. My theory is that it's going to shoot quite a bit better, but we'll see. This winter weather doesn't give me a whole lot of good days for shooting time, and the shop has been quite busy, so hopefully I'll get that video completed in the next couple months, and so please bear with me, and I will get her done. That's all I have for today. I hope you found this interesting. I want to thank you very much for your time. Until the next one, be safe and have a great day.